The number of dams in Britain is immense, with estimates being between 792 and 4,000 scattered across the country. Many of these large structures are responsible for holding back vast quantities of water. These are called reservoirs and are essential for providing drinking water, hydroelectric energy and storage. The dams and the amount of water they hold back is essential in being secure, safe and reliable, as if something went wrong, lives and structures could be lost or ruined. Most dams in the UK were built in the 20th century and, like everything, will have a life expectancy. Recent events have caused the safety of dams to be questioned, but just how safe and long-lasting are dams in the United Kingdom? In order to get an understanding of how safe dams are, we need to first understand information about them, especially in the UK. Embankment dams like Scammonden and Toddbrook Reservoir are the most common all over the UK. These are made of either compacted earth or dumped or compacted rockfill. From a cross section, these are shaped like a bank or hill on either side, featuring a central impermeable core. These dams are common in wide open valleys, something the UK has a lot of. Another type is an arch dam, usually made from concrete and shaped like an arch, which resists the pushing force of the water behind the dam. These are usually constructed in steep-sided valleys and require good rock foundations and sides. There are only a few of these in the UK. Buttress dams, often made from concrete or masonry, have watertight upstream sides called buttresses, used to resist the forces of water. These dams were made due to less material being required and are useful in all valley types. The last type of dam is a gravity dam, made from concrete and masonry. They use gravity to withstand the force of the water. The gravity dams look triangular through a cross section. They are also suited to either wide or narrow valleys and need to be built on a strong, stable rock base. There are around 250 of these in the UK. Now, behind every dam and reservoir there are important features that allow it to operate. These features also play a key role in protecting and controlling the flow of waters and ensure the dam is safely controlled. There are many parts of a dam that need explained, so enjoy a quick overview. When you think of the appearance of a dam, especially those made out of concrete, you'll of course notice the overflow spillway. This allows the water to quickly escape the dam if it reaches capacity. Side channel spillways are present on embankment dams. They just remove the water towards the side of the dam and are very similar to overflow spillways. Another type of spillway is a shaft spillway. These are pretty identifiable and scary. It normally has a funnel type structure and it leads the water onto the river. Lastly, there is an outlet tower. These are the towers you see at many reservoirs, and they normally have a pipe attached, which can be used to control the flow of water through the pipes and out of the reservoir. It is important to understand the history and construction of a dam in order to evaluate its age, strength, etc. An example I'm going to use today is Scammonden Dam. Scammonden Dam is an embankment dam that was built in the 70s, specifically 1966 and 1970, for water storage and use. It has all the typical features of a dam, such as a shaft spillway and outlet tower, as well as the M62. Now, dams are inspected by panel engineers, groups of civil engineers who are well qualified. This occurs at least every 10 years due to legislation, or more frequently depending on the individual circumstance. There is also an annual statement created by a supervising engineer. This is stated in the Reservoirs Act 1975. Reservoir owners also have to be responsible for looking after their dams. This causes them to employ qualified engineers to make regular checks of the dam, between the main panel engineers' inspections and annual statements. An example of this is Severn Trent, who produce a report every 3 months by reservoir technicians and conduct frequent visits by operators. This can also be done by wardens, in which many reservoirs, like Scammonden, have. Visual inspections of the dams are very common and very important. For example, at an embankment dam like Scammonden, cracks, bulges and hollows could indicate instability and potentially lead to further damage or collapse. If these visual signs are picked up early, by frequent inspection, disaster could be averted. Furthermore, within the dam itself, visual inspections can be used inside inspection galleries, tunnels inside, another clear indication in gravity dams. Behavioural monitoring can provide us insight into the movement of dams as a result of the forces of nature. An example of this is a reduction of height of embankment dams. This happens slowly and, if monitored, could help us detect issues that could become a problem. This is mainly done through equipment such as optical instruments, but can also be done through measuring cracks, tilting through pendulums, and model prediction. If any safety concerns are found, they will be reported to the organisation, and the documentation will be stored in legal records. These safety concerns will be fixed depending on severity. In recent times, extreme events such as flooding has occurred, especially in high rainfall areas such as the north of England. This causes water to overflow and overtop the dam itself. This increases the risk of instability and can cause the reservoir to be damaged in extreme events and if the dam is not well maintained. An example of this is Toddbrook Reservoir in Whaley Bridge. Toddbrook Reservoir is a reservoir held back by an embankment dam located 0.5 kilometres to the southwest of Whaley Bridge and was designed to increase the water supply of the canal. It was constructed between 1837 and 1840. On the 1st of August 2019, high rainfall led to the reservoir overflowing the dam on its overflow spillway. This caused panels on the spillway to collapse, creating a hole in which eroded material was discharged. This is due to the water. This placed the whole of the village downstream at risk of flooding due to the reservoir bursting and caused 1,500 reservoirs to be removed from their homes. In normal circumstances, the spillway should have dealt with the excess water, and it was determined that the cause for this was a lack of maintenance and bad design. For instance, the spillway was full of vegetation growing in the joints, causing it to be weakened. On top of this, the joints were not cleaned out and resealed like they should have been, as well as cracks that were not repaired. If this had been done, it would have survived the incident. However, if the maximum probable flood occurred, it would be unlikely to survive due to the key structural faults like the thin slab size. This scary example is a stark reminder of events that can occur. Despite this, the incident was very rare, and as a result, upon recommendation, dam owners have been suggested to inspect their dams, and suggestion to the change of legislation has been put through. The lifespan of a dam is as long as proper maintenance can be guaranteed, just like anything. If a dam is well looked after, parts are replaced and inspections to look for issues are done, then a dam can potentially last forever. Despite this, neglect can occur if there is no legislation and the dam owners fail to maintain the dam. This is not as prevalent as much in the UK, but could affect EDCs and LETCs. Overall, I believe dams and reservoirs are very safe and long lasting due to the current legislation in place. This helps mitigate otherwise neglect and ensures all dams are inspected in a safe way. Through this, dams' longevity also increases as issues due to wear and tear are found. Although events like Whaley Bridge could happen, I believe that this is very rare, and a suggestion to change legislation could improve and ensure dams are even more safe. Analysis of dams are monitored using specialist technology, and this will become even more reliable as time goes on.